Hi-de-ho, good people. Well, that was kind of pleasant. I'm not one to actually like many new shows, but I was advised to check out a certain series recently, and to my surprise, it gave me a delightful callback to a series I actually watched when I was young. Nostalgia can be tricky. Sometimes it bites you with how dated things feel, but other times it's like stepping back into a warm, familiar living room where the jokes still land and the characters still feel like old friends, and that's exactly what happened here. Welcome to the Snake Pit, where we're full of bile and venom. I'm your host, Snake Damon, and today I'm taking a trip back to the world of the ever-accident-prone Tim the Toolman Taylor and Home Improvement, or should that be Home Destruction? You really couldn't tell the difference, could you? The series centres on the Taylor family, Tim, played by Tim Allen, his wife Jill, portrayed by Patricia Richardson, and their three sons, Brad, Randy and Mark. The Taylors live in suburban Detroit, and of course, no mention of this show is complete without the wise, face half-hidden neighbour Wilson, played by Earl Hinman. This man gave the best advice, and I still reference it to this day when needed. But what gave the show its unique spark was the show within a show, Tool Time. Sponsored by Binford Tools, it had Tim alongside his long-suffering co-host Al Borland, played by Richard Kahn, and the Tool Time girls, first Lisa, played by Pamela Anderson before her Baywatch fame, and later Heidi, played by Debbie Dunning. You might recognise her if you like your unlucky charms. Their job was simple: bring in the tools and lead the audience into that iconic chant, "Does everybody know what time it is? Tool time." It was a parody of this old house, but also so much more. Oh, as a kid growing up in the late 80s and 90s, I distinctly remember watching Home Improvement. Honestly, it wasn't exactly a household staple. My stepdad hardly ever watched sitcoms, but whenever it was on, it really stuck, and revisiting it now as an adult on DVD, I have to admit it still holds up remarkably well. Very few things feel outdated, and that's thanks to the sharp writing and strong cast chemistry. For a sitcom, it was incredibly clean. No cheap smut jokes, no heavy-handed message episodes shoved down your throat, just good, wholesome family fun. And that's a rarity these days. Compare it to the so-called sitcoms of the modern era, where the laugh track feels like it's apologizing for the lack of actual humor. Shows today are more about pushing agendas or awkward cringe than making you genuinely laugh. Home Improvement was simple, funny situations, relatable family chaos, and just enough slapstick with Tim blowing things up in the garage to keep you hooked. A lot of its legacy can still be seen in Tim Allen's later series, Last Man Standing. In fact, there's even an episode that brings Jill back, well, in all but name, and cheekily references the death of a certain lovable half-wit. But that's a story for another day. What matters is that Home Improvement still has a timelessness to it that makes it easy to revisit, whether for nostalgia or just because it's still funny. And unlike so many sitcoms, it actually ended properly. We didn't get some half-hearted cancellation or unresolved arcs. It went out with a sense of closure. There was the fun musical moment leading to the Tool Time set burning down. An episode that looked back over years of mishaps and hijinks, and Tim's final gag of removing his home and taking it with him. It was silly, but it was fitting. Wilson Jr., forever the neighbour with infinite wisdom and a fence for a face, got his send-off too. Pamela Anderson, who helped launch the show into the pop culture spotlight before moving on to bigger fame, and Debbie Dunning, who carved out her own fan-favourite role as Heidi, both remain part of the show's DNA. Everyone, in their way, contributed to a series that balanced parody, family life, and genuine heart. In short, Home Improvement is one of those rare sitcoms that still makes me smile today. It's not perfect, but it's warm, it's funny, and it gave us something we're sorely missing now. Clean, clever, feel-good entertainment that doesn't need a political lecture or edgy shock value to work. Thanks for dropping by the Snake Pit, where we thrive on untapped potential and lost opportunities. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, like the video, and leave your opinion in the comments, where naturally I won't read them. Until next time, stay venomous.